herself. She cleared her throat and spoke in her sweetest voice. "Hello, my love. It's me, your mom. I was just calling to see how you were doing, my king. I hope you're well, that you're not working too hard. I love you very much, sweetie. God bless you always. Call me when you can. Okay?" A little kiss. She hung up the phone and kept her hand on it for a moment, as if she could feel her son that way. She sighed. "He's busy," she told herself. "He'll probably call me tomorrow." She sat down and looked at the photo again. For that man, she was capable of enduring everything. Poverty, humiliation, exhaustion, all of it. She didn't know that the greatest and most painful test of her life was about to begin. Ethan and Scarlett's apartment was a study in modern anxiety. Minimalist designer furniture that looked uncomfortable, white walls adorned with abstract art they didn't understand but which cost a fortune, and a terrace with a breathtaking view of the city they rarely used. It was all a facade. A stage set to convince the world and themselves that they had made it. Scarlett, in a tight silk dress, paced back and forth with the phone glued to her ear. "No, no, no, no. The wine has to be the Napa Valley Cabernet, the one I told you about." "What do you mean they don't have it?" "Find it. Do you know who's coming to this party?" "Mr. Thompson, the director." "This has to be perfect, Ethan." "Perfect." Ethan, loosening his tie, watched her from the leather sofa. He felt a throbbing migraine behind his eyes. "Scarlett, please, calm down. It's just a party. We've already spent a fortune on the catering and the flowers. Does it really matter if the wine is from California or Argentina?" Scarlett shot him a death glare. She hung up the phone with a sharp click. "Just a party? Are you serious, Ethan? This is the party that will define your promotion. It's for important people to see you, to see us. They think you're a successful manager, not some deadbeat who can barely pay the rent on this place. We have to keep up appearances. Appearances are suffocating us. The credit card is maxed out. This month, I could barely send my mom her." "Don't even mention her," Scarlett interrupted, her voice a hiss. "Don't you dare mention that woman. That's another thing. You'd better have made it clear to her that she is not to show up here." Ethan ran a hand through his hair, frustrated. "Why would you say that?" "She's my mother. She's an embarrassment, Ethan. That's what she is. She's a humble old woman who smells like bleach and poverty. Can you imagine her here, with her worn-out sweater and old sneakers, next to the director's wife, telling her stories about the tenement building? She would ruin us. We'd be the laughingstock of everyone." Each word was a lash. Ethan felt bile rise in his throat. A part of him, a very small and almost extinct part, wanted to scream at her, to defend the woman who had given him everything. But the other part, the one seduced by this world of luxury and appearances, knew that Scarlett was right. "She's not coming." "Relax," he said, his voice hollow. "You'd better hope not. Because if that woman sets foot in this house on Saturday, I swear, Ethan, I'm leaving. And I'm not leaving alone. I'm leaving with half of everything. And I'll make sure everyone finds out where you come from. That they know the great manager is the son of a simple laundress." Scarlett's phone rang again. It was one of her friends, the wife of another manager. "Vivi, darling, how are you? Of course we're waiting for you. Yes, everything is turning out divine, you'll see. Ethan went all out. You're going to love the catering. Kisses." She hung up with a triumphant smile. "See? Everyone is coming. The Thompsons, the Garcies. This is our night. Don't let your mother ruin it." She walked toward the bedroom, sashaying, leaving Ethan alone in the living room. He poured himself a whiskey, his hands trembling slightly. He looked around. The luxurious apartment, the expensive furniture. It all felt fake, borrowed. He took out his cell phone and saw the missed call from his mother and the voicemail. He felt a pang of guilt, a knot in his stomach. He remembered when he was a boy, and his mom would come home exhausted from work, but always with a smile and a donut for him. He remembered how she would give him her food so he wouldn't go hungry. He remembered the pride in her eyes on his graduation day, a pride so great it seemed she would burst, and now he was ashamed of her. The thought disgusted him. He stood up and walked to the window. The city stretched out at his feet, a sea of twinkling lights. It was the world he had always dreamed of, the world his mother had sacrificed her life for. And to belong to it, he had to betray her. He took a long drink of whiskey, the liquid burning his throat. He dialed the number of a friend from the office. "Hey, Frank, it's me, Ethan. Yeah, just getting ready for the party on Saturday." "No, man, I'm swamped. Scarlett is going crazy. She wants everything to be perfect." "Yeah, you know how she is. Pressure and more pressure. Hey, have you ever felt like you don't belong in this world? Like you're a fraud?" He listened to his friend's response, a carefree laugh. "We're all frauds, my man. That's what it's all about. Fake it till you make it. You just relax, look sharp on Saturday, and smile. That's all you have to do." He hung up. Fake it till you make it. The phrase stuck with him. He looked at his reflection in the window pane. He saw a man in an expensive suit with an empty expression. He no longer recognized the young man from the graduation photo. That boy, full of dreams and gratitude, had died somewhere along the way. In his place was this stranger, this coward, who, for fear of losing a world that wasn't even his, was about to break the heart of the only person who had ever truly loved him. This is the crossroads where a man chooses who he is going to be. Ethan can feel the weight of his mother's love and the hollowness of the life he's chasing. For a fleeting moment, the good son she raised is still alive in there, fighting for air. But in a world built on appearances, a conscience can feel like a dangerous liability. Let's see which voice he chooses to listen to. Scarlett returned to the living room, came up behind him, and hugged him. "Everything okay, my love?" she whispered in his ear. "You'll see. Everything will be perfect. We'll be the king and queen of the night." Ethan didn't answer. He just nodded slowly, emptying his whiskey glass, feeling the cold of the glass seep into his soul. 2 days passed. 2 days in which Ruth checked the phone every 5 minutes, waiting for Ethan's call. The call never came. Instead, on Friday afternoon, she received a short, cold text message. "Mom, I'm very busy. Talk later." Not a question about how she was, not an apology for not calling, just that. But a mother's heart is an expert at translating indifference into love. Ruth reread the message over and over, and in her mind, it became something else. "My poor boy," she told Beatrice while washing some tablecloths. "He must be up to his neck in work. I'm very busy. Of course, my manager. That's why he hasn't called. He must be exhausted. He needs a hug from his mom." Beatrice, who saw the coldness of the message for what it was, frowned. Or an excuse. "Neighbor, no offense, but—" "Oh, Beatrice, you're always so pessimistic," Ruth interrupted with a smile. "My Ethan is a good boy. He's just overwhelmed. You know what I'm going to do tomorrow? I'm going to bring him a surprise. I'm going to make his favorite dessert, the homemade cheesecake I used to make him when he was little.